I'm going to be making a spiced braised lamb with griddled aubergine moussaka. Really lovely, simple, tasty dish. So in my pan here, I've got a large white onion that's just been softening in a little bit of olive oil. And to that, I'm going to add some garlic and some chilli. Now that all gets stirred together, left to cook in the pan just for a couple of minutes. Some cumin. Cumin's such a beautiful, fragrant spice, and it works so well with lamb. Coriander, same amount, 2 teaspoons, or 3, whatever you fancy. And then finally we've got some cinnamon. This is just going to add a really nice background, so almost a sweet hint to the dish. Works very, very well with the lamb and the aubergine, but we're just going to put half a teaspoon. Now into our pan, I'm going to add our lamb. Now I've got 500 grams of lean lamb mince. So I've not added much fat to this pan because lamb does contain quite a lot of fat, and that's going to render out as it seals in our pan. So when you're doing this, you might just want to take another minute or so just to make sure that the lamb is really, really well coloured all over before you add in the next ingredient, which is tomato puree. So in with our passata, like so. The longer you can simmer it, the better, but a minimum of 15 minutes, I'd say. So while that's simmering, we can get on with preparing the rest of our vegetables. So in front of me, I've got some nice waxy potatoes that have been sliced thinly. I've got some sliced tomatoes, and I've also got some aubergines that have been griddled, but you could also pan fry them, it's entirely up to you. So we start off our layering with a spoonful of the ragu into the bottom of the dish. So you don't need to be very neat because no one's going to see this layer. Next we'll go in with our aubergines. Or you could go tomato, it's entirely up to you. So as I say, these have been griddled. So the aubergines are going to give that lovely smoky flavour that's going to marry up with the lamb absolutely beautifully. And then for a bit of moisture in the dish, we're going to add our tomato. So we've got beautiful big juicy plum tomatoes. Now it's just really important, this dish, is that you finish the top layer with the ragu, because then it's all going to be topped with a beautiful creamy bechamel sauce. Okay, in my saucepan here I've got a bechamel sauce, and I've made the roux using Kerrymaid original and flour, equal quantities of each. Then we add in our milk, leave it to simmer before adding our Kerrymaid grated. Now this is going to melt beautifully into our sauce, very even distribution of cheese, and it's going to make it really lovely and creamy and cheesy. And it's going to top our moussaka beautifully. And into that, just a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of background spice, like so. Give it a mix. You want this sauce to be really good and thick because it's going to create a beautiful layer on top of our moussaka that when that goes into the oven, the cheese is going to brown perfectly, it's going to be lovely and gooey and really, really super tasty. On it goes. So start at one end, move forward, and then just even it off like so. So once you're happy with that, that gets popped into the oven for an hour until golden brown. And I've got one that I made earlier. Here we have it. Our finished moussaka. You've got a beautiful golden top, nice crispy crunchy bits, and perfectly melted and golden.